Okay, welcome to the Zoom meeting for beginners, and it is for meeting participants. My name is Linda Lau, and I'm a registered dietitian. I've worked for the San Francisco Department of Disability and Aging Services for 35 years. I retired last year, and this class is also sponsored by Self-Help for the Elderly. I am currently working as a nutrition consultant for them to help provide some of these different classes. Now, today's agenda, we just have the brief introductions. The topics that we will cover today include how to join the Zoom meeting, the virtual meeting etiquettes, that means things that you do and don't, especially for this class, right? For these virtual classes hosted by Self-Help for the Elderly. And then I will review some of the Zoom basic functions with you for participants. And then again, the meeting will be recorded and the link will be posted on Self-Help for the Elderly's virtual class website, probably within a week. We will need to do some editing, make sure the sounds is correct and all that. And then following, we will have some questions and answers that you can ask if I did not wasn't able to address some of those during the presentation. And lastly, I will share some of the support services, additional resources that you can go and get more information about how Zoom works. Okay. Now, the fact that you are able to join the meeting successfully, you did the first step, which is joining the Zoom meeting. And this is just a quick review. And also, again, it will be there later on for reference if you need to review it. There's two ways mainly for how to join the Zoom meeting. First, you can go to the Zoom, the link join.zoom.us, and then entering the meeting ID, or the second method is clicking the meeting link. Clicking the meeting link was probably the faster way to do, because then you don't have to enter all the meeting ID numbers. To get the best experience with Zoom, we do recommend that you download and install the Zoom app. And the link for that is there, and it is also on Self-Help for the Elderly's website. And it is the Zoom client for meetings. All right, so here is how you can, a quick review how you can join a meeting by going to join.zoom.us and entering the meeting ID. So the first step when you go to the website is here, okay? The first step, join a meeting, right? So you click on that, and then it will bring you to a second window, which it says join meeting, and then you have to enter the meeting ID. It's a big number. Of course, you can always copy and paste if you have it. You should have this from your invitation. Also, at this time, you could also enter your screen name that you will use. And then the last thing is that you click on join, okay? And then the third step is that you can, you need to enter the meeting password, because these meetings have a password to make sure that only people who are registered can join. Otherwise, we may have Zoom, what they call Zoom bombers, you know, people just kind of crashing into our meeting. And once you enter the password, you can then click join meeting, and then it will bring you to the meeting. Okay, so the other method, which I said is a little bit easier, is that when you get the confirmation, there should be also a Zoom meeting link provided by the host in your email. And I'm going to show you a short video clip of how you can join using this, okay?
Options, but we'll go through the first one via email invitation. Once you receive an email invitation for a Zoom meeting, you can quickly view the join link.
So here is the join link. I highlighted that. In your email, it should have that. You can click on that and will bring you.
You can click this invitation and you will be prompted to either download or launch Zoom.
Okay, so since you have the app already, then all you have to do is open Zoom, and then it will launch the app and will bring you to the meeting. And that's it, right, for the joining part. Okay. Okay, so here is the important part as you are joined a Zoom meeting, because then you will be able to see how your versions for the viewing. There is a speaker view. Currently, I have the speaker highlighted so that you can then, you should be able to see the large picture of me. So what I'm showing here is example on a computer. On a cell phone, it would be similar. You have a larger view of the person. The other view option is called gallery view. And with the gallery view, basically you can see other participants, many more of them on the screen. And the example here is from a computer. Usually on a computer, you can see 3 or 4 rows of people in the meeting if you use gallery view. Now, on a cell phone, okay, and you can try that at home, to change the view, all you have to do is swipe to the left or to the right, and it should bring you to, if you go to the very right, it should then end up with the speaker view. If you go to the very left, swipe to the left, it will bring you to the gallery view. On a smartphone or cell phone, the maximum of people you can see is usually just 4. On the computer, the way you can access and change the view is at the top right corner. It will say gallery view, and you can click on that. Now, on an iPad, it's slightly different. The gallery view is here. This button looks like a grid, and if you click on it or if you touch it, it should then change the view from speaker view, which is big like this, to a gallery view, which is, you can see a lot more people depending on how many people are joining into the meeting, okay? So this is the button that you would touch or you would click on the computer. Okay. Now, here are some meeting do's and don'ts, and I wanted to, you have a chance to do this. First thing is that you can rename yourself. Renaming yourself means changing your screen name that is displayed on the computer. The way you would change your name is that you hover over your video and then click on the 3 dots, right? It basically means more. And then it would pop up something called rename. And then you can then select that and enter your new screen name on it. Let's say you are having a meeting with your family and you want to say you are Grandma Lau or Paul, however you wanted to have your name shown. Here in this class, I would suggest you use your first name and last name, and then on the smartphone or iPad, the way you get to rename yourself is you tap on participant. Okay, the participant is on the toolbar. You can see here. Okay, participant, and then you could tap your name and then select the rename option and then type in your screen name. Now here's something that I will also show you a short video clip, and then afterwards you get to practice changing your name on the screen. So you use your first name and last name, and then you can put a dash, and if you're using iPad, put iPad. If you're using computer, after your name, put CP for computer. If you're joining with the phone, put PH to show that you're joining with a phone. All right, now I'm going to show the short video clip of how you can change your name. Okay, so it comes up pretty quickly, right? I mean, I didn't stop it in time, but that was a participant right down on the below bar. And then next it will show two options here. It says rename, and you can select, you could tap on that on your phone. And then when you tap on it, it will then bring you to the screen name. You can change it. It will show what you currently, what you have there, okay? And then you can edit it. And then once you edit, you can say, okay, if you made a mistake, you can always cancel and then change it again. So that's how you can rename your name on the screen. Okay, now I am going to come back to the presentation. Other etiquette. As a participant in the Zoom meeting, I'd like to have you mute yourself upon entering the class, and that's automatically done. And then when you have a questions during the question and answer, you can click on your mic to unmute. That means you can talk and I can hear you. During the presentation, if your mic is not crossed out with a red line, you can do that yourself by muting yourself. Again, that way during the recording, it will not have a lot of extraneous sound. So you can see on the iPhone or smartphone, iPad, the panel, okay, on the very bottom left corner, the mute and unmute symbol is right there. On the computer, it's the same thing. It's the bottom left corner. At first, you guys were very successful in muting yourself and unmuting, so good job. Here's the other do's for the participants. You can chat. That means you can write a question or a message to everyone or to individuals. Everyone is basically a public message, and everyone can see that message. If you select an individual person, like to the instructor, then it is a private message. And as a general rule, avoid using all caps in a message, because using all caps means you are bringing a lot of attention to it, like you are yelling, right? So unless you want to appear as you are yelling, you want to just use lowercase. On the computer, you can see what the toolbar looks like. Chat is usually very visible. On the toolbar, there was a chat, and if you want to chat, you click on that. On the smartphone, okay, the chat is under the three dots called More. And you can, when you select More, there will be a pop-up menu, and then the pop-up menu, you can select Chat. Here is a step-by-step of how to bring up the chat menu on a mobile phone. And then after I go through the steps, I will also show you a very short video of how it's done on a phone, because the icon is not so obvious, right? Again, if you don't see the toolbar, you tap on your phone on your screen, and it should bring up the control toolbar. All right, the control toolbar looks something like this. And then you want to click on More, where the arrow is right here. And then when you click on More, it will bring up the menu, including chat on it. And then, like this is the pop-up menu with different actions that you can do, and then chat is right here. Once you select chat, you can then select who you send the menu to. It would be send to, or in some phones, it would just say to, T-O. And then you can put in your message on your screen. Now on the computer, like I said, the toolbar, usually just have the chat right there. If you don't see the toolbar, you can just click on the bottom and we'll turn it on or off. And then same thing with chat. If you don't see the chat, you would have to turn on and off the chat to be able to see that. Okay, I am going to show you a short video clip of what this looks like on a mobile phone or smartphone. So this is, right, click on More, and then when you click on that, it will bring up the menu, the pop-up menu with a chat on it. And then when you select chat, it will then have this, it will say send to, and then you need to select everyone or to individuals. And it will list everybody who is in the meeting. So in this example, it's just me, myself. And then I selected Linda Lau to send the message to. And then you type in your message in the space area here. Okay, once you finish typing, you can then select send, and it will send the message to that person. So as you can see, this, because I selected to Linda Lau, and this is a private message, and it will say hello there. All right, so there we go. All right, now I am going to let you try this function on your computer or on your phone. And I'm going to take a look at how you're doing that. Now, here are some other actions that you can do, or in this case, not do, all right? It is don't share your screen. I also disable this for the participants in a meeting. That way, I want to make sure all the participants see the presentation notes and information. But if you are having a Zoom meeting with friends or family and you want to be able to share your screen, share your photos, this is actually a good feature to be able to do, and it's not that hard to do. You just click on share and then, share and then click on whatever photos, whatnot, the screen that you want to share. There is step-by-step instructions on how to do this on the reference information that I will be sharing with you shortly. The other action not to do is not to leave the meeting until the class ends. Because if you leave the meeting, you may be locked out by the host after you leave. But if you have to, let's say, go to use the restroom, get something to drink because you're very thirsty, don't worry, just step away, right? And then come back to the meeting. Just don't click leave the meeting. This is the slide with instructions how to leave a meeting. At the end of the class session, this is what you can do. For a smartphone, you will see the toolbar looks like this, and it is the leave is at the top right corner. You can see that, and all you need to do is click on it on the computer. It is at the bottom right corner, and it shows end, and you need to press on that. On an iPad, it looks a little bit different. It's at the top left corner of the toolbar. It says leave meeting, and you just need to press on that to leave. Here is a summary of the toolbar actions. We reviewed number 1, mute and unmute. It is turning on and off your microphone to talk or to be quiet. The second is video, turning that on or off. That way people can see your photo or see your face on the screen. Number 3 is the chat, and this action is under more on the toolbar, okay? The fourth action that you can do is raise hand and lower hand. This is also under more, and it can be found under participants as well. This function is important because during the questions and answer section, you can raise your hand to ask a question, then I can call on you, and then you can lower your hand after I answer your question. Now, I am going to show you a very short video to let you know how that looks like on a smartphone. And when you, on a smartphone, the toolbar, you can press participants, okay? And then when you do that, it will bring you to a pop-up menu, and then you can select raise hand. And you can select that, and an icon will show up. Others will be able to see this hand being raised. And to lower the hand, you can press that again. It will pop up the menu, and you can lower your hand. Now, that's how the lower and raise hand works. The other part of the functions, of course, is the screen sharing, which allows the participant to see your screen. This is what I'm doing right now with you. I'm sharing my screen. During the classes, I've disabled the share screen function so that people don't accidentally share their screen and won't be able to see the presentation. However, if you have your own meeting, Zoom meetings, this is a very useful function that you can share photos or share videos with your friends or family. The other action, the sixth item, is polling. This is kind of a fun action. You can poll to, the speaker or other people in the group can poll to see, ask questions, and I will conduct a very short poll at the end of this presentation to let you try this action. Here, I wanted to show you some of the resources that you can get additional information to help you with your learning Zoom. The first one is the Zoom Help Center, and the link is right there. I will be sharing the PowerPoint presentation with all the information, including these references and the links. So you don't have to jot them down. I will send it out in 1 to 2 days after the class ends. The second item is how to get Zoom account. And it is a free sign up. And when you have a Zoom account, it allows you to do other things like hosting a meeting, right? If you want to host a meeting with your friends and family. The third item, how to use Zoom video conferencing tutorial for beginners. This is a really good video on YouTube, and it shows you not only how to join meetings, but how to, the steps for how to host a meeting. Because today we don't have a lot of time to cover other information. And I basically cover the most important information for you as a attendee who will be attending different virtual classes that are offered by Self-Help for the Elderly in the, in June. There's many classes. The fourth item, which some people have asked and are interested, how do I do virtual backgrounds, right? Like what I have in the back of my picture here. And how do you show videos? So the link here gives you all the details because it is kind of complicated, and depending on the type of phone or the type of computer that you have. And the link will give you all the specifications, what the requirements are. The fifth item is the free background photos. So if you don't have any good photos and you want to see what's there that is free that you can use for your background, here is the link that you can download some free pictures that you can use. And then other question that I have from other people is that, well, how do I change the language on Zoom? And you can do that. And there is also a video that's pretty easy to follow that shows you how to do that. If you want to change the language to, let's say, Chinese, or other people want to change it to Spanish, for example. Okay, so we are now at the section where we have questions and answers. If there are additional questions that you have that I wasn't able to cover, I will see if I can address them or let you know where you can get the information. And the process is that you would raise your hand and I will call on you. And when I call on you, you can unmute yourself. And then when I finish answering, you can lower your hand, and that way you can also practice during these functions. Okay, here we go. Use the last share screen with information. Here are the upcoming virtual class schedule and topics that you can register for at Self-Help for the Elderly's virtual class website. The link is right here. You can visit and go back on a regular basis to see what's being offered and register for the classes. The recording for this virtual class will also be posted at the CHAMPS site for your use. Thank you very much for attending the class. Stay safe and healthy, and we hope to see you soon.